Mister, take that, take that. All right. Oh, Cassie. Cassie B is back on the stand. Part four. We on the last stretch. Tomorrow it'll probably be the defense. Hopefully they start off with the defense tomorrow. I don't want this to carry over, but depending on these prosecutors, it seems like they got a lot of stuff. What they're trying to do right now is just throw so much shit out there, so much disgusting filth that the jurors they get overwhelmed and they just believe whatever Diddy did, he did it. Whatever they say he did it. So right now they just trying to pile it on. You remember the judge even said, "Wait a minute, no more of that." So we're gonna see how the defense attacks this. But like the prostitution is just that's cut and dry right there. Their only job is to say, hell no, Diddy never paid for that shit. So that's gonna be like to get that out of there. Now the ex trafficking, I don't know what they're gonna do on that. But the prostitution, they can easily Diddy never paid for none of that shit. But we're gonna see. If they caught her this early, they got some shit. Hey, OT, that's what people forget. They said 8 weeks. If they could bring Cassie, normally you keep something like this tucked in that back pocket just in case shit get crazy. Just in case Diddy look like he winning, he maneuvering out this motherfucker, hitting fadeaways. Be like, damn, Diddy doing good. You supposed to pull that Cassie out. I choose you. But they brought Cassie out early, like, oh, that's just the tip of the iceberg. That right there is just warming up the lube. That right there is just putting the fire up under the oil. We about to put your ass in that boiling pot of oil. They got footage, they got photos, they got recordings, they got emails, they got all kinds of shit. This is 8 weeks, and this is day two. They brought, you know what? Fuck it, we bring Cassie out day two. That's just the beginning. It's about to. A lot of shit's gonna be exposed. Now they did mention some names to the jurors, so I'm waiting to see how these celebrities are gonna fall in line if they do fall in line. But make sure y'all clean y'all nose before y'all get in here because we back. Cassie is back on stand. Cassie is back. Let me see. Inner City Press. Her water could break on the stand if they wait. So I figured call her now. Oh, that is true. I didn't even think about that, LJ. I mean, she is what is it, 8 months pregnant? So yeah, you probably want to bring her into court earlier. But still, if they fine with that, bring her in. All she's doing is setting it up. Now, what it they got photos. See, one thing they didn't say were those photos old photos of the Punisher, Jules, Dave. Were those old photos or were those recent photos? Like, do you remember who this is? You see, they didn't say that because if it's recent photos, them niggas gonna take the stand. How much did Diddy pay you? Oh, Diddy gave me this much. Oh, this is the feds, man. They got all kinds of shit. All right, we're just waiting on updates right now. This is part 4 of Cassie on the stand today. Do you guys like this format? Are y'all, hey, put a 1 in the chat if you like this format where we just go through the live updates. We go through our 3 different sites. Put a 1 in the chat if you like that. Put a 3 if you ain't really feeling it. And give me some feedback on how else should we do it. Because, I mean, this is all we got is these live updates. Okay, this ain't no update. This is just an overview of what the hell happened today. All right, cool. We got them ones in there. Okay. I figured I always said we wanted to do like courtroom stuff. I kind of like this a little bit better. This gives us more detail. And again, if we're watching it, we got to be quiet. We got to wait for them to talk. We can't really understand what the hell they saying. The captions ain't right. Um, Here, hey, look, y'all remember what I was telling y'all? Attorney explains why Ventura's testimony about freak offs in multiple states is important. Now, I know you guys don't want to listen to me. I'm not an attorney. I'm not Esquire. I'm a doctor. This attorney is about to explain what I've been trying to explain for a while now because people been saying, nah, I'm a wee. All right, let's see what the hell this lawyer got to say. Unless we go to New York. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to no New York. I would if I could. So the prosecutors are trying to use Cassie Ventura's testimony to prove to the jury that the crimes Diddy is accused of happened in multiple states. One lawyer said, which gives federal government jurisdiction. In order for the case to be brought in federal court, prosecutors have to be able to show that the alleged crimes occurred in multiple states. Bob Benacci, a criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor, told CNN. So he was on both sides. He's a criminal defense attorney and he used to be a prosecutor. So he knows more than all of us. Combs' former girlfriend testified that some of the escorts participated in freak offs in multiple states. She also said that she would tell Combs' travel agent that she would need to arrange travel for new staff members when she needed to fly an escort in for an encounter. In order for the federal court to have jurisdiction over the prosecutors, the U.S. attorneys, they have to be able to show that there was either enticing, harboring, transporting, or advertising, and it traveled interstate commerce. Bonacci said enticement is when people travel between multiple states, he said. Ventura said freak offs were held in her homes, Combs' houses, additional hotels. See? That's what I've been trying to explain. That I've been saying that for the last 2 days, and people looking at me like, nah, man, that don't mean nothing. You can fly something. I'm like, all right. According to the law, you can't. All right. According to the law, you can't. Now, obviously, if it's consensual, yeah, but if you over here paying for freak offs, that's prostitution, transportation of prostitution. But hey, who am I? I'm just a goofy nigga that don't know nothing. And I appreciate that. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, man. We understand, man. We waiting on any updates for Cassie. All right, here we go. 4 minutes ago, Cassie Ventura is back. Jury is back. The judge, you may continue. Emily Johnson says, when drugs ran out, how did you know who to reach out to? Ventura said, Shine would tell me. During the session, how would you know to move to the next step? Shine. Now, OT, you good because you didn't pay for nothing. You just flew her in and it was consensual. You good. All right. So Sean was telling her who to get the drugs from. Emily said, Attorney Johnson, my apologies. What would happen after the escort? Whoa. What I'm about to read to you guys, I want you to explain that in the comment. Emily Johnson, Attorney Emily Johnson, U.S. Attorney says, what would happen after the escort finished on you. Cassie said Sean will want it put on his body in the next room. Did you do that? I did. Where? Usually on his nipples. Did you want to do that? What the fuck is Diddy doing? Oh, God. Who is this nigga? I can't wear no judge robe for this. This is disgusting. What the fuck is this nigga doing? This not everybody from here on out remove the word freaky from your vocabulary when in reference to Diddy. You got YNs, you got OGs, you got unks, you got NNs, nasty niggas. That is Diddy's category. Diddy is an NN. This is a testimony under oath that niggas will get jiggy with Cassie, finish on Cassie, then the nasty nigga will say, come in the next room, pause on the cum because the cum is coming somewhere else on the nipples of the nasty nigga, Diddy, in the next room next to the swimming pool full of baby oil. This is a disgrace to niggerdom. This is a disgusting piece of shit, Diddy. This nigga's no longer freaky. I'll never say this. Oh, he freaky. I don't know. This is a nasty nigga. Nasty. This is why Diddy paid her that $30 fucking million the day after she dropped that silver suit on his ass because he didn't want this nasty nigga shit to get out. This nigga is different. No, that's you know she ain't lying. That ain't something you make up. That's too fucking nasty to just make up in your head. You're not. Let me think of a story. That shit had to happen for you to know what the fuck is going on. Oh man. Again, this is only day 2. Day 2. What up, Sanjo? Thank you for becoming a new member, man. We got 8 weeks of this shit, man. I know if I'm the judge, timeout. Order in the court. Quiet. Quiet. See me in my chambers. I got to talk to both of y'all. How nasty is this shit going to get in my courtroom? I was okay with that freaky shit, but this is downright disgusting. Niggas got to go home and eat dinner tonight. My jurors have been sitting in this box for 7 hours. They ain't going to be able to go home and look at their partner because of this. You know, I can't use judgment on Diddy because I'm supposed to be biased. I'm not biased. My bad. Did not say that. This nigga is different. Again, Emily Johnson, the U.S. attorney, said, Cassie, what would happen after the escort finished on you? Cassie said Sean will want it put on his body in the next room. Did you do it? Cassie said, I did. Emily Johnson said, where? Cassie said, usually on his nipples. Cassie, did you want to do that? Cassie said no. Is it a crime to be a nasty nigga? No. Nah, ain't no nigga little here. Hell no, ain't no nigga little here. This is a nasty nigga, dog. This is different. Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. This nigga is a fucking disgusting individual, man. Like, seriously, this nigga is different. We didn't spend 10, 15 minutes. Oh my goodness. I don't even know where we're at. And of course, this one got the most tweets up under it. Nigga said, bro is getting live. Someone please explain. What is being put? Oh my God. Damn, man. Yeah, man. This is terrible. This is day 2. Do we got any updates? 12 minutes ago. That's just where they left us at. That's where they left us at. The judge heard that. Hey, we ain't got no more updates. It's been 10 minutes. No more updates. That right there, the jury just looking at Diddy like, guilty. That nigga's guilty. He's a real bad boy. Hey. I'm probably gonna get demonetized. Well, this video is probably gonna be demonetized, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, but hey, man, we had a wonderful time this evening, man. Remember, Daniel, the escort, said Diddy doubted the escort ejacked in Cassie after going into the next room with Cassie is lining up. That's what I'm saying. They're about to start bringing in different, like, it's about to get to the point where the judge is going to say, all right, we get it. Freak offs were disgusted. Like, these aren't freak offs. These aren't freak offs, guys. This right here is just, this is filthy, man. I ain't even got the words to express. This is some disgusting shit. Is it a crime to be a nasty nigga? No, it's not. It's not a crime. That's not what he's on trial for, being a nasty nigga. But if he, like, man, this nigga kids is back here, man. We can't blame nobody but Diddy for this nasty ass shit. Cassie is continuing to give very graphic and explicit testimony about what happened in Freak Offs. But her comments about how it all made her feel is the most powerful. I was an object being heavily objectified by men in that scenario. Ventura is describing a typical escalation of a freak off, according to Combs' fantasy. He was controlling the whole situation. Cassie, there better not be more. Well, this shit was over like 10 years. Oh my goodness. This is just literally the tip of the iceberg. No, that's literally the last update we got, man. That's literally the last update we got. The judge then threw up in his mouth a little bit. Jurors can't stand to hear testimony anymore. The crowd is all bombing in. Did y'all ever see this movie called Stand By Me, my favorite movie of all time? And they had the pie eating contest. Put a 5 in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. The pie eating contest on Stand By Me. That's how everybody was feeling in there. No more updates. That's it. This is all we heard. Inner City Press didn't even say it's over with. He just stopped commenting. He just stopped commenting. Like, what? Hey, what? Okay, Nika and B. Hayes know what I'm talking about. Miss Renee know. I'll show y'all on a different time because hey man, this they got more details according to the New York Times. Oh Lord, there we go. So it says Sean Combs' level of control is the undercurrent of much of the testimony about freak-offs. Cassie has talked about choking after men number one in her mouth and raising her hands to beg for it to stop. Escorts were paid less if they finished at times other than directed. Drugs were used as fuel. The prosecution is trying to make the point that Combs was in charge of everything that happened, including humiliation. So, to all of those that were saying, why didn't she say stop? She was choking and she was waving stop. She didn't want anymore. So for people, we don't know what was going on. We were all wondering, like, I mean, I was looking at it as she's not gonna say no because she ain't trying to get hit upside her head doing a freak off. But she's saying that she was like, no, no more. Emily goes ahead and asks, "How did you feel?" I was an object being heavily objectified by men. Sometimes he would watch me by FaceTime. What? This nigga was on FaceTime watching? Were some sessions recorded on your devices? Because they were there. If you saw them on your device, what would you do? I would delete them. Why? They were disgusting. I never wanted anyone to see them. Were Sean's devices used sometimes? Cassie said yes. I asked him to delete them. Did he? I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and say it, man. They finding this nigga guilty. I'm gonna go ahead and they gonna find this nigga guilty. It's over with, man. The hell with all the charges. Get rid of the racketeering. He's not beating the other charges, man. The defense can't say anything. The jurors, the prosecution they laying this shit on heavy. There's nothing that defense can say that's going to make the jurors feel any other type of way about. This is just Cassie. There's two other Jane Does in this motherfucker. Jane and Mia. There's nothing that the defense is going to be able to tell the jurors. Well, Diddy's a good guy. Yeah, he be on drugs sometimes. He whoop ass when he does the wrong drugs. But man, prostitution, like what they're putting out here right now, they're making this nigga seem like the most disgusting individual in the world. The defense ain't. Go ahead. Try and cook Cassie right now. They're looking at Cassie as what? The victim. You're going so hard on the victim, but you're defending this piece of shit right here. And guess what? There's evidence that this nigga did this shit. What up, Detroit? Hey, this is... Hey, I definitely want to see what the defense is going to do, but... When we get off of here, hell, I'm sure all of this that's getting released right now is on all the social media sites. It's everywhere. And no matter what, you might have a couple of people like, man, maybe she was... It don't matter, man. The the jury is hearing this. We're just reading this shit. The jury is listening. Remember, the jury was reading text messages. Hey, man, sheesh. Day 2. Let's continue. They waited till the end of the... Remember we were talking about at the beginning of the day? We were like, okay, they just, the little introduction. But we got to cover from 2006 to 2018. And we just went over the first freak off that was in LA. We don't know what freak off we in. We might be on freak off 19 or we might be on 900. We don't know. But if this is just the stuff that Diddy liked. This isn't this time he tried something else. This is his fantasy. This is what he liked. This is what he enjoyed. So this was on a normal occurrence according to Cassie. Let's continue. The Diddy docket on autopilot, while the judge is presiding over the direct examination of Cassie. Right now, he docketed this order about a motion to quash the subpoena issued to Clayton Howard. Will be docketed after parties confer over redactions. Order as to Sean Combs, the court is in a receipt of the motion to quash the subpoena issued to Clayton Howard. That motion and Combs' response to the motion will be docketed after the parties meet and confer over potential redactions no later than May 16th. Also, May 16, 2025, Howard should provide the subpoenaed materials to the court for in-camera review. Clayton Howard, the escort, bring that footage in, nigga. What footage you got? Bring it in, nigga. You got till the 16th. What is that, Friday? Bring the shit in, nigga. Howard should provide the subpoena materials to the court for in-camera review. Whatever footage this nigga Clayton Howard got, bring it in, nigga. You got till the 16th, nigga. We gonna redact a few of that, but we about to show niggas some footage. Oh man. Bring it in. They want the footage. They want in-camera review of whatever the fuck you got. Shit. We're gonna redact a little bit, but nigga, we about to show it. If you're a juror, you got to see everything. This is what it is, man. A jury of the peers. Let me see what else they got going on. So they got some redacted material that they need to bring in. And it's going to be put on the docket after both parties review it and redact what they need to redact. I guess there might be some victims in there or some people that don't need to be, their faces need to be shown. Damn. Okay, that was the last thing that we got there. Let me see live updates. I never want anyone to ever see me like that, Ventura says, as she asked Combs to delete the videos. Cassie said that Diddy began recording the Freak Offs or Drug Fuel X performances pretty early on in the first year. So this is 2006. She testified that at first they were recorded on a video camera. Later, they were recorded on both his and her electronic devices. She said there really wasn't a conversation before he began recording. Sean brought out a camera and set it up. Cassie said she would later delete the videos in her device when she saw them because they were humiliating and disgusting. She testified that she frequently asked Combs to delete the videos he had as well, particularly because his staff members had access to his devices. She never wanted anyone to see her like that. Most freak offs followed a similar pattern, Cassie said. It established pretty early on in doing freak offs that Sean enjoyed a lot of conversation and describing. She said of her former boyfriend, Sean Combs, Cassie said a freak off would typically start out with oil and touching. After that, she said participants would engage in oral before progression to intercourse. It was a gradual process, she said. Ventura said she would often ask Combs if they could move to the next act in the pattern. She said she wanted to speed up the process. He was controlling the whole situation and directing it. So Diddy was basically like, no, I'm gonna do it again. What exactly is a blue dolphin ecstasy? Where the pill man at? I need a blue dolphin. Is a quote by Plies. But Plies is talking about ecstasy, MDMA. It's a little blue pill, and it had a blue dolphin that was stamped into it. Ecstasy is known as a Molly or MDA as a part of class psychoactive drugs that produce experiences of emotional communion and openness, relatedness and openness. Some users report having less of an urge to eat, drink, or sleep, contributing to its use as a party drug. The drug is usually taken orally, usually in tablets, capsules, and may have been in different strengths or combined with other drugs. Now, also there's different, like when you get into MDMA, ecstasy and stuff, the reason that those are so bad is because you don't know what they're making them. It could be laced with heroin, it could be crack, it could be fentanyl, it could be coke. You don't know what none of these drugs are laced in. That's why they're so dangerous. Also, when you're on ecstasy or Molly, you start to dehydrate. You see that you don't eat or you don't drink. And the reason people they don't really pass from like an OD on ecstasy, they die because they're active. Boom, boom, they're moving around, but they're dehydrated and they're just going at it. They stay up for 2 days. They ain't drank nothing, they ain't ate nothing, and then their body eventually gives out. And then you're trying to achieve that high again. So you might pop another one. And it's been 2-3 days that you've been on a binge and you ain't ate or you ain't drank and you just partying. You're just losing all of your fluids. So that's why MDMA and ecstasy is bad for you. Well, I mean, obviously the drug itself, but that's one of the effects that MDMA and ecstasy will have on you. Let me see. 1 minute ago, we had an update. Okay, let me. All right. Emily Johnson said, "Did you ever leave a freak off before it was over?" Cassie said, "Yes. At the Century City Intercontinental, I finally had a premiere coming up, and I didn't want to mess it up, but Sean hit me." At what point did Sean hit you? Between sessions. Now, if you remember, I think we covered that. There was a oh shit, that's on YouTube. This is the movie that they're talking about here. The Perfect Match. I think this is the one with Terrence J in it. So this is the movie that she's talking about. She had the movie premiere. In between sessions, but Sean hit me. Ventura is describing the 2016 hotel altercation, which she said started as a freak off. So this is the video footage that we see. It got violent. I chose to leave. Sean followed me into the hallway in the elevators, grabbed me up, threw me on the ground, kicked, tried to drag me back to the room, took my stuff. So that's the video that we see. Hey man, thank you guys if you follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna start posting more over there, especially with this case. Let me see. Here's really all the updates we got right now. We just waiting for more. All right, man. We just sitting around and we waiting, man. This is probably a stopping point for him because it is what it is 4:55 p.m. Eastern, 10:55 my time. So this is probably a stopping point. They're probably gonna call this for the day. Let's see. We'll see it in his last update. The jury. Oh man, here we go. The jury is now seeing text between Ventura and Combs. The jury just viewed a text thread between Diddy and Cassie from March 5th, 2016. Remember, the surveillance footage that showed the altercation at the hotel was also dated March 5th. Ventura said that conversation happened just before she had her first big movie premiere. She testified that Combs wanted to plan a freak off and she didn't want Combs to be angry if she said no, but she didn't want to compromise herself before the premiere. She had a movie premiere, but he was trying to schedule a freak off knowing she had this movie premiere. Oh man. We got to see what these text messages say. Yeah. This nigga is different, man. Come on, Inner City Press. We need information on this case, man. We don't care about this resign amid his failures as a tax leak. Antonio Gutierrez. We want to know what's on these text messages. It's the end of the day, too. This is how they ended it on some text messages. Oh, man. We will be here tomorrow. Hopefully, I get off work in time. Tomorrow, just a heads up, because once this is over, I'm getting off. We might not have a wrap up. Yeah, because this is 7 hours. Tomorrow, I'm gonna try to be on here at least no later than 10 a.m. So it should be. I should be on here around like it'll be 6 my time. 6 would be 12. Nah, 12 would be too late. I'm gonna try to be on here around 10 o'clock Eastern. Because 9 will put me at 3. So 4 o'clock is probably the latest I'll be on. We're just waiting to see if they're going to talk about these text messages or they're going to bring them up fresh in the morning so people can go home, sleep it off, and wake up revitalized for tomorrow. Well, just when we thought it was over, nope, here we go. What happened next? In between the session, what happened next? Cassie said, I went to the elevator. Next thing I knew, I was thrown to the ground. Who threw you? Shine. He grabbed me by my neck and my hoodie. Emily Johnson's going to say, let me show you the video. I don't need you to show me the video. I lived it. But this takes us to 2016. Still 2 years after this. Or is it 1 year after it? I think she left at 18 and got married at 19. All right. Ventura says Combs hit her and she ran out as fast as she could. Cassie Ventura said she was having a freak off in the hotel room with Diddy and the escort when the 2016 altercation happened. I'm not sure what happened, but I got hit by Shine and I had a black eye. And at that point, all I could think about was getting out of there safely, she said. I had my premiere. I didn't want to mess it up, so I left. She said the escort was in a separate room in the hotel suite when Combs hit her. After it happened, she said she grabbed her belongings and ran out as fast as I could. Ventura ran out of the room when Combs was in the shower barefoot with his sneakers still in her bag. It was faster that way, she testified. Now remember, yesterday, the security guard, Flores, said there was another person in the room. Why didn't he talk to the other person? Because remember, the defense said, was he in the same room? He said, I couldn't remember what the room looked like. Cassie said the guy was in another room. Security said he seen the other guy, but didn't speak to him because he didn't engage. Now, initially, people were saying that was Diddy's bodyguard. People were saying Diddy was sleeping, but Cassie's saying no. In fact, that was a freak off. Diddy got in the shower after hitting Cassie. She ran out. Security came up there after they seen what was going. After the phone call went downstairs, security came up and actually popped up on a freak off that was ended. Now, a lot of people were saying, was it security that was in there? So security wasn't lying about there being another nigga in the room. Cassie saying it was a freak off. Regardless to what it was, the jurors, just like you and I, are believing that it was a freak off because of all this other freak off shit we didn't heard. So when we seen the footage, they were trying, oh, Diddy was asleep. She got up, she ran out. Nah, he was in the shower. That explains why he was in the towel. A freak off had happened. Security verified that there was another nigga in there. Cassie said that that guy was actually in there for a freak off. The text messages say that Diddy was planning a freak off on the day of the premiere. She left after getting hit because she didn't want to mess up her. Oh my goodness. So that's what actually happened. This shit is crazy, nigga. Cassie then testifies that Combs beat her too many times to count. After the jury was shown hotel surveillance showing Diddy assaulting Cassie, prosecutor Emily Johnson asked Ventura how many times Combs had beat her in that way. She said, too many times to count. I don't know. Are there occasions when you tried to fight back when Sean hit you? Johnson asked. Cassie said no. If you know someone is struggling with an intimate partner, there are resources available, including the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Court is done for the day. The judge advised the jurors to turn off notification from news organizations on their phones to ensure they don't see anything about the case. Trust me, they don't need to see nothing about this case. They got enough on their plate sitting in that jury box. Day two. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, guys. Day two. Ah. Do we think that Cassie has more testimony? We'll break for today. Still go back and try to get that plea back. Oh my goodness.